Potentially a quick video out of nowhere. If you know who August Riot is, they are the senior champ designer for LOL, ex-TFT Balance Guy, designer for champions like Senna, Jinx, Vi, Gnar, Echo, Jhin, and the Kale rework, as a matter of fact. And you should go follow them on Twitter if you don't. They just tweeted this out. In patch 10.2, Jinx will be able to proc her passive off of epic monsters she helps her team kill. Now, the funny thing about this is this is something that might have been, joked around about before in terms of, what if Jinx could do this? And it seems like this isn't a joke. This isn't, maybe I'm jumping on this a bit too fast because it's kind of my job as like a Jinx YouTuber, if you will. But what if she really could do this? Looks like it's going to be a reality, in which case epic monsters would be things like Baron and Dragon. And again, this kind of relates a little bit to the conversations we've had in the preseason about how much people value those fights around Dragon early and maybe around Baron and maybe even Rift Heralds early on as well. But of course, Dragons with the elements and stuff and what they can do now to the Rift, affecting them, transforming them and stuff, it's really important. It seems like when we see in the pro play meta right now, especially that if you have an AD carry that can fight early or at least do something well early, they're relevant, right? And so in pro play specifically, which is obviously different than our solo queue experiences, we've seen Misfortune and Senna be two of like the top AD carries kind of contended right now, Aphelios being banned. But if you look at solo queue and some sites like champion.gg, op.gg and stuff like that, Jinx is kind of in there. She's hanging in there as one of like the better AD carries to play right now. And this might give her a little bit of a bump towards of like, hey, this is a reason you might want to pick the champion. Not necessarily a buff that will say, hey, this is now the best AD carry and it's going to crowd out the other AD carries. But like, if you're going to play this champion, despite some of the weaknesses they have possibly in the meta and stuff, here's kind of a reward as well. Dragon fights, early dragon fights. Jinx isn't necessarily like the earliest of, lane champions and bullies and stuff like that. But obviously, we've all played solo queue. Dragon fights happen even when we maybe don't want them to happen. And maybe this will be a little bit of a, hey, well, if they do happen and we can help maybe secure the dragon or something like that, maybe we can also kite some things as well. Because that's part of the risk of the dragon dance too, when people are kind of dancing around dragons. Do you want to get in close enough and try and smite it or last hit it with your auto attacks or something, knowing that if you do, you might not be able to get away from whatever might dive you afterwards? This gives you a little bit of safety in that regard, at least I feel. I'm rambling a little bit. Obviously, this isn't out yet and this was just announced, so we don't really know what this will do. But because this is an idea we have talked about before, we can kind of theory craft a bit of what we think might happen or what we'll be able to do with it, right? And that's a big one for me. It's one of the reasons I love Cloud Drake, just mobility on an immobile champion. And this might be a little bit more of that too, for safety in those chaotic fights that can break out around Dragon, especially Elder Dragon late game too, because don't forget about Elder Dragon in late game just because Baron exists, right? So these are things that I'm thinking about off the top of my head immediately, but also I want to just put this out there just to announce that this is a thing that will apparently be coming in the next patch. At the point of recording this video, we're halfway through patch 10.1, so 10.2 wouldn't be hitting until next week at the earliest, probably like Wednesday or something like that. I think in America, the Martin Luther King holiday is actually next week, so the patch might be delayed one day, so it might actually be Thursday, but there we go. This is coming in patch 10.2, something we've kind of talked about again many times over the past couple years with this champion. Like, what if we could use the passive on things like Baron and Dragon and Elder Dragon? And it looks like we're finally going to get it. The question I want to leave you guys off with is, what do you think that would mean for something like trying to steal an objective with like the Super Mega Death Rocket, right? Like, we've all probably done a Wild Turtle play at least once in our Jinx careers, and would that be kind of useful for initiating a fight, I guess, right? Like, if we shoot that thing either over the wall or across the map, either getting us to a fight faster or our team going, okay, now because the Jinx is also repositioning, she's a little bit more safe at the moment with the mobility, we're gonna try and pull the trigger and go in or something. I don't know if that's necessarily what you would want to do, but I'm putting that question out there like, hey, what do you think about it though? That's all for this video from me. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know which video will be next, because life can have a lot of kinks. So until this time, take care. GG, get jinxed. Thank you for watching, and enjoy pizza responsibly.